Welcome to the Vanderpump Rules cheating scandal. So here are our major players. In the middle, we have Tom Sandoval, who this all revolves around. On his left, we have, oh my god, you guys can still see me, and you just saw me do the left symbol to figure out what my left from right is. Oh no. My biggest insecurity has been revealed, and that's that I don't know my left from right.
Haley, you're not that big on the screen. You probably could have not said that, and it would have been fine.
It's fine. We move on.
YOLO.
Let's go.
Ariana Madix, who has been dating Tom Sandoval for 10 years or 9 years, and they have a house together and they have dogs, etc. Then we have Raquel Leviss on our right, and she is the one who allegedly cheated with Tom Sandoval.
Yes.
The supporting characters. We have DJ James Kennedy. We have Tom Schwartz. Katie Maloney.
DJ James.
We have Lala Kent. Kristen Dowdy. Lisa Vanderpump. Sheena Shea. And Andy Cohen. Do we have any questions?
No, I feel great.
More than I could possibly express. Please continue.
Great. They're all going to be answered right here.
Oh my god. Wait. Haley, I wanted a picture of this. I'm not joking. And I couldn't find it. And I was so angry because I basically want, okay, maybe we will do this and obviously give you credit. But I need like the Charlie from It's Sunny in Philadelphia, like his like head.
Yeah, with the murder board.
Yes, but it's this. Like that's what I was looking for.
Well, we have it now.
Yes.
So there's one thing you need to know about Vanderpump Rules if you don't know the show, and that's that it is the most incestuous show on television because everyone has dated each other.
Correct.
And everyone has
this text message.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. Sally made the web chart.
I didn't make. I did find one online, but it was not PowerPoint ready.
I left a lot of people out of it because I wanted a very evenly spaced.
And I appreciate you for that. I truly appreciate you for that.
Okay, so in the middle we have Kristen Dowdy and Tom Sandoval. So when we started the show Vanderpump Rules back in 20 whatever year, these two were together. They were basically the center of the group. You know, they got other people into the relationships. You know, they were two sanctions of friends at Sir Restaurant. Kristen was a server. Tom was a bartender. Okay, so they started the show together. Then at some point, Kristen cheats on Tom with Jax, who is Stassi's ex-boyfriend. But that's like it's relevant to Vanderpump lore, but it's not relevant to this very specific scandal.
But if people want to see, they did have sex on the couch
watching Drive.
Yes, wow, in Tom and Kristen's house,
which will feel very like not foreshadowing. What's the word? I don't know. Whatever. We'll get to it. Anyways.
Yes.
So Kristen was getting suspicious at Tom and Ariana's friendship. So Ariana originally worked at Villa Blanca with both Tom and Sheena. Can you guys see my mouse when I do this? Or is it
yes, we can.
Tom and Sheena. And then Sheena, because in the first 2 seasons of Vanderpump Rules, it was all of the mean girls against Sheena. So Sheena kind of wanted somebody to have her back at Sir. So they brought in Ariana to come work at Sir, also to be a bartender. They were just friends until season 3. Then they started dating. There's some murky waters about the start of their relationship or whether or not they kissed in Vegas while Tom was still with Kristen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Kristen, after her and Tom broke up, started dating DJ James Kennedy, who is an up-and-coming Sir Busser.
Oh, not a busser.
Yes.
No.
And she was a solid 10 years older than him.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
No.
She was 32. He was 22. It was not great.
Straight to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They had a very contentious relationship in which Kristen punched James at Sheena's wedding.
Yes.
Yeah. So they eventually break up. Then Lala comes into the picture. Lala was a new host at Sir. Everyone bullied her except Ariana. Ariana was nice to Lala. They became friends. I know you might see this orange hookup line between Ariana and Lala. That did happen.
There eventually.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, we'll expand
eventually.
on how horrible.
We get there. So James and Lala, although they didn't officially date, they did hook up many times. And Lala accused James often of having a whiskey D.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry, I need a quick sip of water here.
You're good.
Stay hydrated at work, baby.
All right. And then we have Raquel, who came in as James's girlfriend. Everyone kind of thought she was really stupid and dumb because James continuously cheated on her and she just like refused to believe it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Was she age appropriate for him?
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much so. And then over here we have Tom and Katie. So actually, I think Kristen set them up and they were together for 12 years, married for 6, just got divorced last January. So that's a little bit of a messy relationship, but they're still trying to be friends, which is tough.
And the Toms are like the biggest piece of shits ever.
Yeah, the Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz are BFFs. They run Tom together. They have Schwartz and Sandy's together. They're both very stupid. And the thing about Tom Schwartz is he's got that like aw shucks demeanor, and so everyone's always on his side when they should really be on Katie's side, but Katie's kind of like mean, so nobody wants to be on Katie's side. Yeah, so I think that's set up for this.
Yes, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is good.
Kirsten, any questions about who these people are?
I'm sure you'll illuminate all of this.
Yeah. Okay. So we have, and I'm not kidding, like 6 slides of timeline because that's how much context this requires.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So in 2014, that's when Tom and Ariana start dating after his breakup with Kristen. Kristen and James start dating around the same time. 2016, that's when James and Kristen break up. Raquel starts dating him around this time. He's also hooking up with Lala Kent. We learn, air quotes, this season that Lala and James were sleeping together at the beginning of Raquel's relationship with James. She was upset. Oh my God, there's a typo. How embarrassing. Whatever.
Please.
And in these newer episodes, Raquel actually tells James's new girlfriend about this. And Allie, who's the new girlfriend, is like, why are you telling me this? Who are you? Anyway. And then in August 2016, Katie and Tom Schwartz get married. In December 2019, Tom and Ariana released their joint cocktail book. Now, it's a great cocktail book. I like it. But the storyline in the show originally was that Ariana was writing a cocktail book and Tom was pissy that he was left out of it. So he basically wormed his way into this cocktail book.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, which Tom is this?
Oh, Sandoval. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay,
Her long-term boyfriend at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many Toms and they both suck, so it's hard to differentiate the two. In May, we're going to skip forward a couple years. In May 2021, James and Raquel get engaged at Rachella, a proposal festival attended by a majority of the cast, partially planned and paid for by Tom Sandoval.
I'm sorry, a proposal festival. I would like more information on what that means.
So because it was like COVID era and Coachella was not running, they set up this Coachella festival, like this mini festival on the Coachella grounds, because that was James and Raquel's like favorite thing was Coachella, so they wanted a Rachella. And Sandoval super into planning this and like paying for a lot of it. It was all really, really crazy. She said yes. They got engaged after about 5 years of dating, or 4 years or something like that. And then in July 2021, James and Raquel host an engagement party, and this is the season finale episode of season 9. There is some slight drama, offside drama, which is Sheena and her new fiance, Brock, wanted to get married during this weekend at the party because everyone was already there.
So convenient.
I could do a whole PowerPoint on Sheena, like just a whole.
Oh God,
on any of them.
So messy, but yeah, I agree, Scally, on all of them.
I mean, and you said that originally it was like everyone against Sheena, and if she's the type of person to get married at someone else's event, I can kind of understand why.
Yeah, well Sheena goes through highs and lows with the group. Like she was She was one of Katie's bridesmaids at Katie and Tom, like the other Tom's wedding. Katie wasn't a bridesmaid in Sheena's first wedding, but she did attend, and that was one of the risks between her and Stassi. Again, there's just so much.
And we can't get into all
we can't. We have to stick to this, and it requires a lot. So in December 2021, news breaks that Raquel and James have broken up. They've ended their engagement. This was a big deal because James is awful. Like, he's truly an awful person, and he was so mean to Raquel a lot. He was not a good guy to Raquel, and I think a lot of us were very sympathetic to Raquel. She started to kind of come into her own during season 9. We all thought that, we're like, great, Raquel, we're rooting for you because you broke up with James and he's not good for you. And it was during the season 9 reunion that they announced it to all of their friends, and they were all surprised. Okay. In January 2022, Katie and Ariana hosted an unengagement party for Raquel, and James got mad at it.
Shocker.
Yeah.
In January 2022, Katie and Tom Schwartz announced they are getting a divorce. Again, this should have been shocking, but it wasn't, because they were the worst possible couple. They hated each other. They should never have gotten married. It was bad. We were all like, thank God you guys are doing the correct thing here. And you guys might, people listening might be like, okay, well, why is Katie and Tom getting a divorce and Raquel and James breaking up? Like, not as big of a deal as this scandal. Well, it just isn't. Okay, leave us alone.
It's not on account that we knew that they should break up.
Yeah,
we
were like,
on her
multiple
times.
Here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Tom. Everyone cheats in this group. Every single person cheats on everyone in this group. It's horrific. Mm-hmm. Don't be in a relationship with these people.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that we left season 9 with like 5 couples, like really solid couples that had their issues but had been together for a long time, and we are entering season 10 with like only one of them standing, being Tom and Ariana. And while Tom Sandoval has like many issues, they were always like the most stable and made the most sense of all the couples. They were both like really supportive of each other's projects, even if Tom might have tried to get too heavily involved in some of Ariana's. It was like, oh, this is the one that like doesn't it's not as toxic as the others on the show.
Yeah.
And then in April 2022, there started to be rumors that Raquel and Tom Schwartz made out at Coachella. Both denied this, as Tom Schwartz wasn't even at Coachella. And people are like, wow, that's pretty crazy. But Tom and Raquel are both single. Like, Raquel was never really friends with Katie, so it's kind of like, okay, whatever. July 2022, season 10 starts filming. On July 22nd, 2022, Sheena released an episode of her podcast, Shenanigans, with Tom Schwartz.
Great podcast name.
Yeah.
It is good.
That's good branding.
And in this episode, she encourages him to hook up with Raquel. Katie hears this podcast and is really, really angry. We're seeing that play out right now on the TV show that's airing. And I get where Katie's coming from. Sheena tries to defend herself and say, well, like, you told me you don't care if he hooks up with people. And Katie's like, well, I told him not to hook up with people in the group. And Sheena's like, well, you don't even like Raquel. But it's like, she's still in the group because she's like a coworker, whatever. And Raquel is like messier about this than expected. So I'd say the first couple episodes of season 10, people are really rooting for Raquel because she is like finally out on her own. She's kind of like standing up for herself. I think a lot of us were like, woo, go Raquel, like be yourself. And now we all hate her. So, all that's gone out the window.
So quick.
She could have not been herself instead.
So allegedly the affair allegedly begins in July or August of 2022. Allegedly, like, let's not get Mess Magnet sued here.
Yeah, allegedly.
Everything here is alleged.
This is just fun. It's not even real.
Yeah, it's either opinions or it's alleged. Okay.
Yes. In August 2022, Sheena Shea marries Brock Davies in a ceremony in Mexico. Katie was disinvited from the wedding, but was in Mexico. Raquel and Tom Schwartz make out somewhere along this point. Wow. So this is Raquel and Tom Schwartz finally making out. In this latest episode we saw, Raquel told Katie who is Tom Schwartz's ex-wife, that she asked Tom Schwartz to make out and he said no. And of course, Katie is like not thrilled about this, and Ariana is sitting there at the table being also not thrilled about it.
Yeah. And Ariana even says to Raquel in this like sit down, she's like, Raquel, I really did not know you had this in you. So everyone thought Raquel was this like nice, sweet, innocent girl because that's all we've seen to this point.
Lala even called her a Bambi-eyed bitch, which is like really stuck out into everyone's.
The highest compliment. I love that.
Lala thinks she's a gangster, even though she is not.
Yeah. Lala, especially when she came on, I don't know, Skyly, if you feel otherwise, but like she just tries so hard to just be hard, and like she's just like 5 foot nothing. You know, she's not actually.
She's from Utah. Like I think that's all we need to say.
Like
is she's from
Utah, and it's like, girl, bye. Like, stop to make happen.
The thing is, when Lala came on, it was always like, okay, she is putting on a front, but she's also saying a lot of what we're thinking, so we'll accept it for now. So Lala was not like hated, and then Lala kind of got involved in the fame, became much more unlikable in certain seasons of the show, and I think has kind of maintained that persona to date.
One time she said she believes she was the reincarnation of Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, I forgot about this, and
I'm not making that up.
Can we go back to the picture of her for a second, just to really let that settle in?
Lala Kent here.
Yes,
the reincarnation of Tupac Shakur.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, and now is Lala her real name, or is that
no? Her name is Lauren.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
But she like sings, right? Or she's a singer, or
they all do.
Yeah,
they all do.
You're right.
She actually has some bops with James Kennedy. We could theoretically make a Spotify playlist of tracks released by Vanderpump Rules cast members, because we also have the song Touch in Public from Tom Sandoval's previous band, and then there's also Shay has Good as Gold and The Girl I Wanna Be, which are also 2 songs that exist in our world.
They tried.
These Bravo people, right? And they're like, don't be tardy for the party. It will be the number 1.
Sheena also cannot sing. Lala can sing.
Correct.
Sheena cannot. Anyway, so in October 2022, the cast attends BravoCon, which is like a convention every year where it's like all the Bravo celebrities come. They have panels. They talk about everything. It's fun. Raquel wears a Tom sweater. And she wears, this has come out as a later point, matching a lightning bolt necklace with Tom Sandoval. So they're wearing matching necklaces. She's wearing Tom merch, and people think that she's wearing Tom merch because she's like really amping up this like hookup she had with Tom Schwartz, and that they're going to announce that they're seeing each other, etc., etc. This one feels very egregious to me, and that's on October 31st, 2022. Tom Sandoval dressed up as Raquel Leviss for Halloween.
Yes, this was a big thing.
At a party with other people.
I'm uncomfortable.
You and me both, sister.
Yeah, and the picture is horrifying.
Yeah.
Well, of course I have to look it up.
Yes.
And then we're now in present day. On March 1st, 2022, Raquel and Sheena appear on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live in New York City. They are asked by Andy who is the hotter Tom, and they both say Sandoval. Sheena and Andy are visibly surprised at Raquel's answer. During a commercial break, Raquel says, "What? Sandoval has abs," when Sheena pressed her as why she said that. On this episode, Raquel gives Andy Cohen a Tom hoodie, exactly like the one she wore at BravoCon. On the other side of the country, Tom Sandoval performs with his band in LA. The show is attended by both Ariana Madix, his girlfriend, and Kristen Doughty, his former girlfriend. Now, I forgot to add into this one. At the beginning of their relationship, Kristen and Ariana obviously hated each other.
Yeah.
Now they are best friends.
Okay.
Which is like, to each their own, good for you. Interesting. During this performance, Tom's phone falls out of his pocket while he's performing. Ariana grabs it for him so it doesn't get damaged or whatever. Ariana then sees a salacious video on Tom's phone of Raquel. Now, you can fill in the gaps on this one. I refuse to say these words on a podcast. Ariana calls Scheana, who is still with Raquel in New York City, and gives her a rundown of the situation.
It was a sex thing. Like he literally recorded them having phone sex. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, it was
allegedly. Sorry.
Allegedly.
No, wait.
Consensual. Consensual. Yes.
Yes, but like for the recording of it all, isn't that illegal if both people don't know?
When it came out, it was that she texted him a video. Like she took the video.
Oh, okay.
Now there's rumors coming out that her camp is going to say that Tom recorded it without her knowing. Now, if that is the case, that is bad, and we do not condone that action. It's actually just straight up illegal and awful.
Yeah. Well, I believe that California is a two-party consent state, so that would make it illegal specifically because they are in California as well.
Correct.
And
should be everywhere, but
it should be everywhere. But okay, but that part of it, I feel like won't even come into play if they're like, you can't say that if they're actually saying that they're together now, right? Because you can't be like, let me sue my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like you can and should, but like
I see
they're public figures. Like,
yes.
I feel like if they're like, oh no, we're together and we're actually in love, you can't like throw the other one under the bus and then sue them.
Yeah. There is like a Dumois, like a little piece about the PR, like what Rachel's camp is doing. We can get into that also a little bit later. But yes, correct to everything you're saying.
Good to know. Thank you.
And then so Scheana allegedly
this is crazy. Yeah.
Loses it on Raquel, throws Raquel's phone into the street, throws her against the wall, and punches her in the face.
Oh.
Yeah. It came out that like Sheena's friends were all nervous that Raquel was going to press charges, and so like all of this is unfolding over the weekend, like piece by piece by piece.
Yep.
Oh God. I didn't know anyone got punched in the face.
Yeah.
On March 3rd, 2023, TMZ breaks the story. The cast starts to react, rallies behind Ariana. Vanderpump Rules filming starts back up, including a conversation between Tom and Ariana at their home. So filming for this season actually wrapped in late August, early September. So like the season was in the can, and I don't know if they're re-editing episodes to meet the same amount of like what their episode order was, or if they're just adding episodes to the end of the season.
Yeah, and Andy Cohen is not part of production anymore, he said, so he doesn't know the answer either. Like he talked about it on his show, a radio show.
On March 5th, 2023, Tom releases an apology on Instagram, but doesn't say sorry to Ariana or anything. So his apology was more like, I know you guys are mad at me, and he uses a lot of like the letter R instead of R, the letter U instead of U, and says like don't attack his businesses because like those, like he's not the only one involved in those, and don't attack Schwartz because he didn't know until very recently, but didn't say sorry to Ariana or anything like that. Like no, like it's fine, like he's just been with her for 10 years, but whatever, not a big deal.
Damn, 10 years.
Yeah. At least Ned, known wife guy, was like, oh, this was a consensual relationship, but I apologize and I'm back with Ariel. Tom Sandoval said kick rocks.
Yeah. Well, it's been weird, especially because even when we were talking about how like there's no one to root for on the show, if you're rooting for anyone, it's Ariana. In most cases, she is like generally regarded as like not problematic as compared to the rest of the cast, especially. She has been like a good friend to basically every person on the cast, good in her relationship, very supportive of every single person, and so that's part of also why this is like so universally team Ariana on the internet, you'll say.
And especially because like I kind of talked about it with Lala that Ariana was like the only one who was nice to her, let her into the group. The same goes with Raquel. Like nobody liked Raquel. Ariana was the only one who was nice to her. She like attended their engagement party, like the thank you party, like all of these parties. They were like really close friends. So it's like double dirty that it was specifically Raquel that he cheated on her with. And that's why people are so mad at Raquel too. And of course it's Tom's fault. It's Tom's relationship. Like he shouldn't be doing that. but it is so low for Raquel to do this to Ariana.
Yeah.
Like, they are both trash. On March 6, 2023, we record Mess Magnets.
I love being part of it.
Oh my God.
So here are some other rumors, and please feel free to add on some more, because when I was doing this, I was getting a little sleepy and forgot some stuff. And also I had a panic attack today that my carbon monoxide detector was going to go off. And then I was like tricking myself into thinking I was getting a little loopy from the carbon monoxide, but don't worry, none of that happened.
Oh my God.
Intrusive thoughts are fun. I live in a very old house, and my constant fear is that it's just gonna like fall in around me, you know?
No, it won't.
I feel like I'm sure you did an inspection before you bought it. So
yeah,
I think
but you never know.
Okay.
You never know. So here are some other rumors, all very alleged. All alleged. So, like we said, filming started back up again, and it's rumored that Raquel is filming her confessionals with a black eye.
Yes.
Okay.
Look,
like, yeah.
If you're Raquel, you need all of the sympathy you can get right now. Like, you know you're the villain. I don't blame the move of like, I'm gonna put makeup on everywhere except for here.
Yeah, literally, let me remove the makeup from the eye area so people, actually, let me put some black eyeshadow on top. Let me make it look real bad.
And honestly, a black eye like 3 days later is like the perfect level of black eye.
Yeah. And we know they've started recording back up. Like that they have confirmed to us. So I really want to know what's going to happen. And their ratings are going to go, off the wall.
So have we seen Raquel? Do we know that she has a black eye, or is that alleged?
Raquel has not made any comments so far. The woman has not even turned off her Instagram comments yet.
No, aren't all their social medias deleted, right?
Is Raquel's now? Because the last time I checked,
no, Raquel's isn't. Oh, what?
Yeah, Ariana deleted her Twitter on like Thursday, and we all just thought it was like Ariana has been very open with her battle with depression and anxiety, and she's had a very rough year. Her beloved grandmother died in late 2022, and then one of her dogs died around then too. So she's like not been having like a party rock time. So when she deleted her Twitter, it was like, okay, yeah, like we get it. Twitter is so toxic, but her Instagram was still up. But then when this broke, she deleted her Instagram. Like that was gone. Most of the cast, or some of Tom Sandoval has turned off his comments, but Raquel's Instagram's still up.
Yeah, it is.
Comments have not been turned off yet, which is an interesting move. And originally her and Tom had the same PR person, but now she's using the PR person that Erica Jane from one of the Housewives series used, which is very interesting. So another rumor is that this was also an emotional affair lasting months, if not longer than we think. There's some people speculating that they were actually kind of like having an emotional affair at the time James and Raquel got engaged. Raquel did reveal on one of the finales or reunions that her and James like did not really have a sexual relationship at that point. Like it was very infrequent. So, and Tom setting up all of this Rachella stuff. And there's some clips from the reunion when Raquel announces their breakup. Tom looks the least amount of shocked. There's just some weird things that maybe point to them having a little bit longer of a thing than we may think. They have hooked up in Tom and Ariana's home while she was there, while Ariana was upstairs sleeping.
And James has told Dumois all of this.
James then has openly been a source, and it's like it seems like other cast members have been as well, but James is posting it on his own account as well as like giving gossip accounts like, sure, post the screenshots, like go ahead.
Yeah. So James is like very much woman scorned with all of this.
Okay, so from what I've been told so far, so my perception is that James is basically the devil, and so he's probably just glad for any opportunity for his ex to now look bad, maybe thinking he'll look better in hindsight. Is that?
That's probably like not the longest.
I I mean, James is particularly bad amongst the cast. And even on this season, you can see where like he has a new girlfriend that he started dating very quickly after his breakup with his fiance Raquel at the time. And he is still like very weird with Raquel in most interactions. And also he had dated Raquel, but him and Tom were also very close. Tom was someone who, when the rest of the cast was like really mad at James and not wanting to be his friend, Tom would always be there. So they were always super close, even like way back in the day. I don't even know if they lived together at one point.
They lived together before Kristen
did.
and James started dating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Oh wow.
And then that's why Tom was mad at Kristen for dating my friend. Even though she already had sex and cheated on you with your best friend.
And so that's the thing, is it's like, this is happening right now, but we've seen this happen like 3 times over where someone, like 2 people in the cast are dating and 2 other people in the cast are dating. And then 2 people in each of those separate relationships cheat on both of their partners. And like, this is just where it happened in season 2. It's like, wow, this is wild. But we've known these people for like 10 episodes. Now we have known these people for 10 years.
Yeah, and I think that's what's crazy, right? Like if we go at the start, where I don't know about y'all. Actually, this is my question for everyone. Is that because Ariana made her like she was on season 2, right? As she showed up as a friend or whatever. Anyway, Kristen, and I keep wanting to say Kirsten.
I know, me too. I keep like
vindication for
sometimes.
me.
Yes.
I've been called Kristen so many times in my life, and my little piece of revenge is every time someone named Kristen gets called Kirsten, an angel gets its wings.
Correct. Oh my God. But anyway, so if we're saying the wrong thing, y'all know why. Anyway, so when Ariana made her, like she showed up on the show, it was really interesting because technically Tom Sandoval and Kristen were still a thing, and people really don't like Kristen, rightfully so. She's been fired for lots of stuff. Look it up. I don't care to talk about it. But there was a little bit of gaslighting, I feel, between Ariana and when Ariana and Tom's like getting together timeline, because Tom has cheated on Kristen many times. And then Kristen cheated on Tom many times. Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of back and forth there. So I just feel like we can't forget that Tom and Ariana did get together in a little bit nefarious way. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. And also, I didn't even mention the Miami girl plot line. Like, I don't have it in me right now. Please just Google it. It adds more context to the story. It's insane.
Just another person that Tom had been accused of cheating on Ariana with very early in the relationship, but that was like Kristen trying to make Tom look bad because she was mad that he moved on so quickly, etc.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Kristen flew Miami girl out.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. And then Tom even, I think, told like one of Us Weekly or People, one of those. Basically, he was like, I should have never, gotten involved with that storyline, blah, blah, blah. Shut up, you liar. You liar. Because they will do anything for a storyline. I want to make that clear.
And so what feels very messy about this, and obviously I'm the outsider looking in, is like, sure, season 1, season 2, these are all people that are working in a restaurant, but like they have ambitions. They want to be actors, models, musicians, blah, 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 blah. We're 10 years later. That ship has sailed. The show is your career. This show is your success. I feel like in general, like obviously you said like Tom has a band, but it's
a cover band. Like, please don't think it's a real band.
Stop. Cover.
And he also pays the other members to be in the band.
Yes.
They don't like just be there because they want to be there.
It's called Tom and the Extras.
The most extras, which Tom himself is the most extra person that exists. So it's a little bit of a weird name.
Okay. 1 second, but I'll get back in 1 second. Okay, so, but now I feel like it's like, okay, well, why would you do anything that could possibly jeopardize the show happening when like this is the career?
I don't think you understand the state of these people where they like only care about themselves, and they are like they are all psychopaths, they're all narcissists, they're all just wild individuals.
So does this reinvigorate the show, or does
I
it
think
hurt the
so,
show?
because people are really talking about it. And honestly, season 10 has been a lot better than seasons 8 and 9. Like already, like this is far and away better. But like it's going to be interesting how they approach the rest of the season, because all of us just care about this scandal, and we're going to have to watch like 8 more episodes about some like fake storylines, more or less.
Exactly.
Like, because we're going to see Raquel and Tom Schwartz's like will they or won't they storyline when we don't actually care about them at all. Like we know that's a fake storyline.
The thing is that, like, yes, the show is their main cash cow at this point. That's like how they make most of their money, especially because the side businesses don't exist if not for the show. But the show had been declining in ratings, and it was kind of a question of, is there going to be any more Vanderpump Rules? And so that was where, season 9, again, we have 5, 6 solid couples, and now all of a sudden, because all of these 30 somethings or 40 somethings in some cases have just like blown up their personal lives, people are tuning back in to see that play out.
Okay. Now, what does this cover band cover? Like, what type of music is it?
I mean, just like pop music.
Yeah, classic rock. Like, for instance, on the last episode, we went to one of their shows and they covered Jesse's Girl, but instead of Jesse's Girl, they said Schwartz's Mom.
I mean, because Schwartz's girl is Raquel, not Ariana, but they can't say
Schwartz's mom.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Because his girl, if they would have said, it would have been
really
confused.
Have a consistent girl at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So another rumor is that Tom Schwartz knew about the affair and helped to cover it. Yes. So like that's he agreed to do the storyline to cover like with Raquel to cover for Tom and Sandoval. But it's also rumored that Tom Schwartz had no idea about the affair. So it's hard to tell which side of that is true. I can absolutely see Tom Schwartz covering for Tom Sandoval because
that's what I was going
to say. Asses.
So there are a few Watch What Happened live interviews, right? So the opening interview for Watch What Happens live, as in the show opening, season 10 opening was the Toms, and Andy Cohen actually said this on his Sirius XM, is it a podcast radio? I don't know. Whatever. His show, saying that now it makes sense. They were both very like skittish. Schwartz would constantly look at Sandoval before he made any answers. So people were like, so even Andy was like, it all tracks now.
People are even pulling clips of there's like a red carpet moment where Schwartz is like, there have been allegations of Sandoval and Ariana having an open relationship in the past, of which they have like denied that fully. But Schwartz is like making jokes of like, oh yeah, you have like your open relationship, like where you like involved another cast member, right?
Exactly.
Like wink, wink. And Sandoval's like, haha, like, no, he's joking. And it very well could be just like we're finding now all these moments and like they look different because of what the information that we know now. And there actually was no connection. But people are taking it as, proof that Tom Schwartz knew all along.
Yeah.
Damn.
And Raquel was often seen after closing at Schwartz and Sandy's, the new bar, and attended many of Tom's concerts. Tom and Raquel spent Christmas together in St. Louis, which is where Tom is from. There's been a lot of Dumois tips. Any highlights for you guys?
Yeah, I think the biggest one for me was about Raquel and her PR situation. So let me quickly put this in here. Yes. So basically, Haley, you already talked about this, that she said she would fire. This is very alleged. Oh my, like I want to make that
extremely.
All very alleged.
Yes. So anyway, the subject is beauty queen in crisis mode. And Raquel basically allegedly fired her PR team yesterday when this was posted. And which not so coincidentally, right, is the same as Tom's PR team. So her new team is already on the offensive, and they're crafting a narrative that she's been a victim in all of this. When she films with Sandoval later today, she's been advised to break things off with him. So let's see if that happens. And the plan is to really for her to go after him for the FaceTime sex session. And it also seems like they're planning to allege that Sandoval took advantage of her while she was in a vulnerable moment of her life, clouding her judgment, blah, 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 all of that. And then she's going to go on an apology tour where she's devastated by what unfolded. She betrayed one of her best friends, which doesn't make sense on account that she was sleeping over at their house and having sex with her friend's man at the same time while her friend was asleep. And then Rachel is also not taking any responsibility for her role. She's more concerned with correcting the record on the finger effing video than taking accountability for the hurt she's caused. And just for the record, she didn't have these ideas or any plans to distance herself. It's her new PR team.
Well, yeah, because they had to have a strategy in place, right?
The thing that I'm wondering, and so obviously we don't know if any of that's confirmed.
Yes.
My question then is where you say, like, the only thing these people have is the show. And I think Raquel, being not as established on the show, like she came on in season 5, but was like a guest for 2 seasons, I believe, and then just like reoccurring on like some other seasons. So she's only really been a main cast member for a season or 2. And I think that they're going to have difficulty with getting a lot of the cast to film with Raquel at this point, probably, and Sandoval as well. And if she breaks things off with Sandoval now and throws him completely under the bus, I don't think it's really going to save her image all that much, especially with the friends. I don't think they're going to be friends with her anyway. And then if she's not attached to Sandoval, I don't see any way she's still on the show at this point.
Yeah, there was 2 kind of rumors going around. That one of them was that her family told her to like stop filming, quit this, like come home, just be with them. Another one was that, this like Raquel like seeked out James originally because he was on the show and she wanted to be on the show.
Yeah.
And that's why she stuck around with him cheating and everything, because, she wanted to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But then James did that to Kristen, allegedly.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. And then Brittany also did it to Jax too.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so while we're talking about the Dumois of it all as well, like obviously this is my opinion about Dumois. Like this is not a fact. We don't know for sure, but I really agree with the theory that a lot of the tips that Dumois posts are fed through PR firms, whether Dumois knows that or not. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this blind item about Raquel changing her PR and this new PR strategy is actually Tom Sandoval's PR company trying to get ahead of her by minimizing what moves she could make about him through the blinds.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's totally
theory
fair.
Based on my opinion on Dumois.
Oh, very likely.
And Dumois also said that they had been getting tips for a couple of months about this, but they said that they don't like to do cheating tips because like there's real life relationships. So yeah, they've said that they have been receiving tips like this for a while. There's some speculation that somebody in production absolutely knew about this relationship and was the one kind of feeding the tips in, etc.
Get out of here, bro.
And then another rumor is that Tom Sandoval is lying about his age. And
no, it's a video.
Oh, yeah?
I saw the video
because like Danny Pellegrino on his podcast was like, I think Tom is lying about his age.
Tom said, so Tom, Haley, I actually saw that video. That's so funny because they're talking about someone's birthday and that they're celebrating, and it's of course Dumb and Dumber, aka the 2 Toms, and they're talking about something, and Tom is like, "Shh, Sandoval," and is like, "Shh, don't tell anyone." But it's online. It says I'm 39, but I'm actually 40. And I was like, "This is embarrassing that you're 40 years old and you're acting like this."
Yeah, for sure. Is there any other rumors that I didn't cover here? There's like 5 billion, and it's like hard to know. It's hard to like.
But yeah,
go through.
I would love to hear Scally and Sasha's favorite rumors that they have heard.
Yeah. Scally
Is there
can
anything
go. I don't
more
know
on
if
the
Scally
slideshow,
has.
or can we make it go away?
I think that
we'll do the quick cast reactions, which is that James posted the TMZ story on his Instagram feed saying he's sick over this and suggests people to throw tomatoes at Tom during the show and also leave comments on Tom's Instagram being like, your song sounds like poo and stuff like that. And a lot of the cast commented on James's post, including Ariana's brother, Dana, former cast member, but that post has been deleted from his Instagram.
Okay.
Lala put a video on Instagram stories that Ariana gave her permission to go like postal on Tom and Raquel, and she has said a lot of stuff. Kristen Dowdy posted video with Ariana saying that she is Team Ariana. Sheena posts that she can't believe it's real. Katie, Sheena, and Kristen are all seen going to Ariana's home. That's a typo. And Andy
they all had wine, right? I feel like I've seen
yes.
Andy Cohen says that there needs to be a lot of parts of the reunion. Lisa Vanderpump says she doesn't know if her heart can take it, and that's really the only statement Lisa has made thus far. We haven't really seen much. Anyway, we are Team Ariana here on this podcast.
Lisa is supposedly going to be on Watch What Happens Live this Wednesday night.
I have heard that because it was supposed to be not Lisa. Oh my god, the screen is so bright now that it's like white instead of my dark slideshow. My eyes, I'm like,
Haley can't see anymore.
Yeah, I can't. She's gonna be the only guest on Wednesday, so it's gonna be a lot because
my Hey You subscription is coming in handy.